Goldwin Phillips, and I own a small tinting company in Dominica, and this is my Mitsubishi Airtrek. I did a manual swap on it, the Evolution gearbox put in it, and super twin disc clutch on it, front mount intercooler. That's basically it for now with the mods for the car. The first car I owned was a Vauxhall Carlton. I got it modified. It didn't have the original engine in it. It had a Nissan L24 in it, straight six, and the transmission was giving trouble. So I got this Z24 gearbox to bolt up on the L24, and then I got the flywheel from some Nissan bus, and I just matched some parts together, and I got it to work. So I had to body firewall and made brackets and put the clutch pedal and so on. And from then, that car, I drove it until it died. And then I came to the Corolla. I didn't have nothing really to do to the Corolla per se. I put in an inverter in it. Oh well, I changed the engine, it was too slow. It had a 2E engine in it. And I bought a rather old car. And I took the engine, so I put a 1600 engine in it. So I come out 1300 and I go 1600. And I got the gearbox from the guys at Walsh. And I put it together. I've been playing the fool with that for a while, until I end up with this. I bought it crashed and set it up, and while I was mounting it up, the guys, well, Edmond told me, boy, these vehicles, their transmission breaking a wave spring. Body work. I could have done that before, but the car wasn't allowing me to do that because it wasn't driving long enough for me to do that. I was getting transmission issues. All the other guys did that same mod, and they're driving their vehicle every day. And my vehicle just telling me, yo, this transmission thing I can frustrate you. That is not human, that automatic thing, that is not you. And I can frustrate you, and you can go my way. And it's like the car had a whole mission for me. So I said, well, the car done already. Let me just take out the transmission. So I got Chad and his partner Joke took out the transmission, brought it by a gentleman by the name of Blackamore, brought the planetaries and so on by Renix. They welded it up, put it in. The wave spring, I bought it, brought it by Black, put everything inside. The car worked fine, and I don't know where, well, maybe my driving style, I don't know, I end up breaking the transfer case. Change the transfer case, car drive for a while, and then it started to make a noise again. Transmission come out, open it back. We met some burnt clutches in it. Some gears or something broke in it. Got some parts from another guy, put them in, drive again. And all this time I say, boy, you see that automatic thing. I have also know that thing. I say, no, keep rolling in the back of my head. I want to change that. And I end up talking to a guy down by Sherman, a guy by the name of, let's call him Z. He tell me, boy, no man never gave up to me. And he described the person for me. I said, what? By no means are you going to miss it. I can't talk to the man. I said, bro, what is this? My trailer behind my Corolla. I went down by the guy, pick up most of the parts, the night, the gearbox, the flywheel, the axles. From there, jack up, and I start to take out. When I got the gearbox, it was missing a small part. Changing the gear, it pushes the one of the forks out and push it in. Call the partner, say, boy, what are you really thinking? He said, boy, I don't get time to look for that now, boy, but I'll find that for you, man. Why are you looking for that? I say, you know something? I know what that part have to do. I go in and make it. being said, all that time is quarantine time and lockdown time. I'm home. I cannot go on the road to get nothing. I can't go by nobody to get nothing. So I just home and I have to try and use what it is that I have. Watch on the table there. Piece of transfer case there. And I measure it is the same height, but it's a piece of aluminum. I said, well, I don't have no grind, I don't have nothing. All who have hacksaw inside, they far, I can't go for it. So they are trying of making a hacksaw. That is to get up there, trying of making a hacksaw. And then I got some sandpaper and thing and I sand it down, and take the drill and put a piece of bolt in a piece of PVC and take sandpaper and wrap around the piece of PVC so I could give it a groove because it had like a semicircle. It didn't come out like how the factory one was looking. When I placed it in position, it just worked. But basically from there, clean the gearbox, hose down and spray down and get the clutch, put up the clutch, put the gearbox inside, mount up. Right, drive, no, chop down the car, put that in reverse here, take out my foot on the clutch, pull the car moving like it don't want to. I said, why is that not like that? While I was mounting the car, I noticed that when I was tightening the gearbox to the engine, I really had to put a lot of force on all the bolts. I had to tighten this side and then come and tighten this side so the gearbox could close evenly. And I wondered, why it's so hard? Maybe it's as that gearbox, don't know that engine, maybe it's the mating process where the door wheels fitting in it may be a little tight, so maybe that was the case. But while I tested the car, I remember all that, so I said, boy, what happened in there? That clutch slipping. And I start to blame the release bearing. Now the release bearing is hydraulic. It's the release bearing and the slave cylinder in one. That is how that setup I got for. I said that to tell him. There were like the people like watching in it and I see the release bearing touching the clutch, like touching it. I have a needle on the next side there. I buy my night. I said, boss man, I need to take out that quarter engine battery. He said, okay, woodwork the man doing, but you have a belt sander. I said, all you have to do now is just sand that down. I have to take out that quarter engine. The same amount I take out on the housing, I have to take out that same amount on the piston that moving. I have to take out that amount on a shaft that going inside it that the release bearing is on. Put the bearings, I said, boss, I need that to machine up. You take out the quarter inch, I think. And I bring it back. It's too short. I end up going on Taro. And there's this guy down there. I do have a leaf fan. So I say, I'm telling him, I want to add back a quarter inch on that. And afternoon I finish work early. I went down, I get it, I come back, I go call it. I say, hey, I get the part up and that. He says, what happened now? I say, well, I mount up time now, you know. Now, being said that, all the work, the project took me from start to finish about 4 days. 4 days by myself. The hardest part of that project was to put the lever inside and get to that chest. People who did projects like this, and I found a few where the guys took out this console here, right, and they used the GTA Evolution console with the underpart, so they just place it here and they put the shifter on the floor. I cannot tell you that. So the whole placement of this gear stick where it is here now was based on 2 pictures. I had nothing else than 2 pictures and some Russian writing. And I studied these pictures. And when I tell you, boy, right kind of forensic man thing, I studying the pictures. I dismount this whole area and I look in and I watching my picture. And I rest the phone down and I look in. I say, okay, well. I see that piece of iron passing here, but this one don't have it. So that means they cut that piece of iron. I cut mine. I put up there. Brace coming up there. I make a piece brace and I have my brace there. I had to put back the dashboard. The dashboard was out to get to weld the brackets for the pedal and the brakes. So I used my same original brakes pedal, but I just cut from it. And the clutch pedal, here it is there now. I measured it from the STI, the distance between pedals. I measured it and I set everything. Now, this car have no indentations on the firewall anywhere. This car was never meant to be a manual vehicle. So I maybe stay about 3-4 hours measuring, make sure. Place the pedal, take a hacksaw blade and clamp it on the brakes pedal and clamp it on the clutch pedal and measure and place and measure. And after about almost 4 hours, I drill the first hole. And I use the same mounting area where the parking brakes was. I bent a piece of iron and I had a lot of welding to do, weld a bracket and bring back up, bend the thing and drill and make the bracket to stabilize the clutch pedal. And for under here, under there was a mess. Under there was a mess initially. And I had to put the dashboard back up, place this so I could place this, so I could know where I'm at with adjustments. Because as I tell you, for this area, I only had 2 pictures. A side view and a straight view like that. And that is it. No instructions or nothing. So it's just the pictures and my brain. When I place the gearbox just stick on the engine block. It just made all my back teeth outside. I grinning like half a comb because I'm glad, because to me that load off my back where I had to close and screw the gearbox together, it just fit together. So now it was just mount up and I just mount him up. I mount him up. Axle inside, put the transfer case, put my oil, start the car. And if we stick outside, just from right there to right there, I want to go and try it. I have this feeling of joy. I cannot understand myself, because I say, what boy, this still working, boy? Drive off and make a wrong. Drive up here. Pull the first gear. Drive down so. Come back up. Pull the first gear there. Pull the second gear. I said, what? Why the car just feeling like a whole new car. I said, I'm going to buy you to come back. So take off, I go down so. And by you, I said, boy, I'm going to Buffett State to come. Drive there. And I pull the my brother between the speed and I pull the second gear, don't mind the second speed. I do satisfy my dad. I say I can check my part. I don't like that. I just drive. I just respond in disbelief, joy at the same time. To reach my car, I come out in the car. Boy, I say, girl, I put you on, you watch it, see. Then when you come in, you can put close. You can't come outside. I stand outside the car, my God, and I just start. And it's nothing that happened to me. Joy, my brother, of the accomplishment, the project complete. And that feeling is just priceless.